we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Can you hear me well? Anyway, there's a party going on Bandera here right next to Grady's restaurant, and it's election season. It's very interesting to see people from different types, personalities, characters. Dom, I'm not used to using this type of microphone. You want to raise the ISO on this? But anyway, it looks like it's going to rain, but you know what? I prefer that it'll rain votes, because there's an apathy. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that there's an apathy on people voting? The turnout for San Antonio in particular is very low. I'm going to get somebody that knows more about this, a more precise number, but it's kind of weird. So what we're trying to do today is trying to provoke the community to get involved. And we're different. And you know, if you've seen the news, you know that everybody's fighting about so many things. You know, personally, something that I love that we're all so different. We like different foods, we like different things to do, to relax, to have fun and stuff like that. But the problem is that, I don't know if it's the media or what has happened, but we fight for everything, right? So one thing we're trying to do is provoke the community of San Antonio, Bexar County, to get involved and vote. I love that we're so different. I hate that we're fighting for so many things, but I tell people, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of the conversation of being Republican or Democrat? I'm tired of that. What if we saw a candidate and say, you know what? How does my family benefit from this? How does my community benefit? And you know what? Maybe Dom or Lauren that's over there or John doesn't like what I believe. Okay, but you know what? I'm voting for somebody that I think my city and my community is going to benefit from. So you know what? We're live, right? So we want to thank everybody that's logged on. We are broadcasting to so many pages right now. Dom, we're broadcasting like to 6 pages. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. Let me see if there's anybody commenting. Chris Cano says something very smart. This is not fake news. This is not fake news. Chris Cano made a very interesting comment. He said that Saulo Rodriguez is muy guapo. But I don't know. We're gonna get our fact checkers on the move. But
I can second that.
Yeah, you second that? You second that? Okay, not fake news then. So anyway. Come here, young lady. Come here. We're just gonna get people that are just coming by. Come here. So we're on Bandera. Do you know the address here?
No, but I'll find out for you.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about the turnout for voting in San Antonio being very low?
You know, I don't see it. It might be low, but I see new people.
Yeah.
Coming in to vote.
Yeah.
People that are concerned.
Yes.
And people that are concerned about how they're going to pay their rent, how they're going to pay for gas, how they're going to do that. So I see a lot of that going on.
It's sad to say sometimes when the concern is very heavy, that's when people start moving and saying, you know what, we got to do something.
Yes.
Right. Before we go into, I'm going to ask you, I know it's some stuff supposed to be nonpartisan, but tonight, Phillies or the Astros?
I'm an Astros fan.
You're an Astros fan.
But you know, they've got their back up against a wall.
Yes.
And
did you see the game yesterday?
Yes, I did. I haven't missed a game.
Yeah.
So I really feel that they need to get out there and get in front of it.
Yeah, they need to. Who are your candidates right now? Your favorite candidates, and why?
Well, I'm partial.
Okay.
And that's for Kyle Sinclair, who's running against Joaquin Castro.
Against Joaquin Castro, what district is it?
District 20.
20.
And I urge everybody to go and vote.
Yeah. It's the biggest
Kyle.
district there, right? In the United States, I heard? No.
No, that's the 23rd.
23rd, that's Tony Gonzalez. You're right. He's 20 against Joaquin Castro. How can Kyle do a better job for that district?
For that district, he needs to represent the people, and that's what we've been missing.
Yeah.
We don't see the incumbent, the current Congress member anywhere.
I've never seen him. There's no news about him. It's weird.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought it was a vacant seat.
Well,
it feels like a vacant seat.
It feels like a vacant seat. I know a lot of people that have called his office and nothing gets done.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are going like,
yeah,
we don't have a congressman.
Yeah.
And I see that from Kyle. I see that he's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
And
he's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's a father of how many?
8.
I thought he was Mexican when he told me he had 8
I know,
kids.
right?
I'm like,
right.
Are you Mexican or what are you?
What are you?
Todo
Mexicano.
Raza. When God said feel the earth, he took it personally.
He sure did.
Well, thank you for being here today. God bless you.
No problem. God
Thank
bless you. Go vote.
Go vote.
Go vote. You need to go vote. And you need to go vote Red, Kyle, Abbott, Patrick, Paxton, Tony, Chip Roy, Kyle, all down the line.
Right here, Daphne. Can you get me Daphne? I don't know where she's at.
Daphne.
Can you tell her? I know she has to go.
Yeah.
So
let me get
tell
her.
her to get over here. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, you wanna change it? I don't know. It's too much hair? All right, turn it on, and we'll switch it. Anyway, so guys, one thing we're trying to do is promote the community to get involved. And can you hear me? I'm gonna tell you, I gotta be real honest with you. I'm a passionate person, and sometimes my passions get the best of me. So sometimes when I'm talking to people about issues or about ideas, it feels like we're fighting. And I gotta confess, I've let myself go in that, because sometimes it's so intense that we're fighting. But I wish we could get to the point and not let the media drive our emotions too much, because they do, and say, you know what, this is my candidate. This is what I believe. This is how I feel my community can benefit from this particular candidate. So anyway, thank you. In the comments, I don't know where you're watching in the different Facebook pages, tell me in the comments, are you rooting for the Phillies or for Houston Astros? The Phillies, who are you voting for? Are you watching the games now? Are you? No. Oh, she fell? Okay. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, I'm sorry, we have a lady that fell, so hold on a second. Anyway, thank you, Kyle. Thank you very much. Anyway, we got an amazing crowd here in San Antonio, here on Bandera, right next to Brady's Restaurant. If you want to come by, the reason we chose this time is because people are getting out of work. Some people, because it's a Wednesday, are going to church, and they're getting out and maybe trying to tell, you know what, why don't you go out and vote? Have you voted? So that's a question I'm asking you and encouraging you to ask from other people. Have they voted? Have you got involved? There's a comedian once said that if you don't vote, or not, I don't know if it's a comedian, but if you haven't voted, if you don't vote or you're not involved, you don't have a right to complain. Anyway, so Miss Daphne, come here, Miss Daphne. Miss Daphne Previti Austin. Look, stand over here. And this way down? Oh, wait, right there.
Okay.
Okay, tell me, what are you running for?
I'm running for judge of the 186th District Court.
Okay.
It's a felony criminal district court. I'm the most experienced candidate in that race. It's an open bench. The judge is retiring.
Okay.
But I've been licensed 25 years. I've been a prosecutor at the DA's office under Steve Hilbig and Susan Reed for more than 10 years.
Okay.
I've been a defense attorney for about 10 years, and I'm a prior district court judge.
When I see the state of the nation and everybody fighting and there's too much tension in regards to politics, to me it's very surprising to see somebody that says, you know what, I want to step into that. What makes you want to step into that crazy, weird world?
So I've been involved in it before.
Oh, really?
I've been a judge before.
Okay, got you.
And so I feel like I can make a difference. When I was a juvenile district court judge, I started a boys mental health court, and we learned after it started, it was it was the first one in the country that was a boys specific court. And so I was appointed by the Court of Criminal Appeals to sit on the Judicial Commission for Mental Health Collaborative Council, and I've been working all these years with mental health in the courts. So this particular court serves mental health needs of veterans that get in trouble.
Wow.
So I felt like it was a really good niche for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm in.
What can we do outside of the court system? Because sometimes we deal with stuff after it happens, right? What can we do in regards to mental health as a community?
There's a lot of things happening, and so if people just wanted to get involved, there's a lot of options.
Okay.
So I try to post things on my Facebook if I know about something that's happening, an awareness type of thing. There are certain things that are out there that can be really helpful to some people.
Yeah.
And it could just be like a new thing that just happened. They started a new hotline. It's the 988 number. So if somebody's suicidal, they have a number to call nationwide now. It just started in the last 6 months or so.
You know what's interesting, Ms. Stephanie, that I think there's a lot of programs out there, like when I hear, there's a lot of programs out there, but sometimes there's not the effort to let people know that exists also. What can we do about that?
So I think it's just a matter of pushing awareness out there.
Yeah.
So when I was on the bench, I let all the families know of the specialty court, when things were happening, where they could get services, because the goal really of a mental health court is to let people know when they're starting to feel that edge slipping away, what they need to do. They need to have a counselor in place that they can call. They need to know where they can get their medication refilled. Even if there's someone that's on the lower end of the poverty, there's availability in our community. And so as long as we meet those needs, one thing that's really helpful is letting them know so that they don't hit that revolving door of losing their stability, getting in trouble. We need them to know there's a plan and it will work for me if I follow these tools.
Yeah. What do you tell people that are on the fence that usually don't get involved in politics because they're tired. They're like, nah, it's all a lot of noise. What do you tell those people that haven't voted or haven't gotten involved?
If you don't vote, you're voting for the other side. So you need to figure out who your candidates are that support your values and go out and support those people.
Do you know in the ballot form, do you know where you're at?
I'm probably about halfway. So mostly it's the federal candidates. Statewide, I'm a district court candidate, so I'm in the state section. And then at the bottom are all the county residents.
What do you tell those people that haven't heard about you? What would you tell them? I am, who am I and what my promises are?
So if you go to my website, it's electdaphne, DAPHNE.com. It talks about my qualifications and my top priorities. So as a judge, I want to go ahead and work through that docket. There's a huge backlog because of the pandemic, and I want to make sure that the voices involved in those cases get their cases heard. Victims that don't have their cases heard are re-victimized by a long wait, and people that are falsely accused have also a long wait to clear their names. So I'm going to work hard. I've done it before. I don't need to learn on the job.
Ms. Stephanie, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. God bless
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Thank you. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. Man, they get re-victimized? Wow. There's a lot of energy. There's music. There's flags. There's candidates. There's so much stuff going on. I don't know if you, Dom, how's the sound happening? You want to raise the ISO on this one? And also maybe on that one? Oh, can you tell her to look? She's in front of the camera. Oh. Just move her a little bit. Just move her a little bit. Because you need to answer some questions for me. Okay. Just tell her to move a little bit. Anyway, have you voted? Who are you going for, Astros or Phillies? Who's your favorite candidate? What are your favorite issues? What are your most important issues? So go ahead, come here. You need to educate us today. You can't vote straight Republican, right?
No, there's no more straight ticket voting.
Why did they do that?
Well, Republicans, about 3 years ago now, the Republican-controlled state legislature eliminated straight ballot voting. So you used to be able to go in and just hit a D or an R and finish the whole thing. I think removing straight ticket voting is actually a good thing.
Why?
Well, I mean, you can elect some crazy people on just a rando vote
That's so true.
that goes
That's
up
so
and
true.
down. So you're literally, if there's 85 people on the ballot and you sound voting all Democrat, I'm willing to bet you there's probably a wholly unqualified Democrat on that thing.
I agree.
And same thing for Republicans. There could be somebody that doesn't deserve to have a seat.
Yeah.
And take the judges, for instance, right? All the judges in Bexar County. We have great judges that sometimes are Republican and sometimes are Democrat. Fine, whatever you want to say, whichever side you fall on. But you want to look at these judges and make a value decision based on their expertise.
I had never thought of that because sometimes they're like, all red, which is okay. We love the sentiment, but there's a moment that you got to say, I want to vote for what's best for my community.
Well, if you're a hardcore, let's say you're a Republican, right, and you don't want to ever vote for a Democrat, fair enough. Then what you'll do is you'll skip that vote, right? You'll undervote it, and you won't vote for a person because you could have an unqualified person, and you don't want to vote to skip it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about straight ticket voting is excellent for the lazy voter who really doesn't go and take a look at everybody and so blinded by their politics that they won't take the time just to make sure that they're making, vote. Whatever you vote, you vote. I couldn't care less. But I think removing that puts people in a position where they have to at least go piece by piece and make the choice. Now, obviously, I would encourage in this cycle, vote Republican.
Why is it so crucial nowadays to say, because I understand no all Republican, but today it's kind of, that's the best decision. Why?
Well, I think, look, this is a great year for Republicans.
Yeah.
And in Bexar County, we have a wildly great slate of Republicans running. The other thing I would encourage you is to vote all the way down the ballot. The judges are at the end of that ballot. In fact,
the judges are at the very end?
Yeah, the county court of law judges and the district judges, the district courts, all these judges are at the end of the ballot. You don't want to forget them Republicans. You want to vote all the way down the ballot. It's my ballot was 8 pages long.
Wow.
On the screen. And I went to the very last one, and I voted everywhere down the ballot. You have to go all the way down the ballot. The other thing is vote as early as you can. Now, Republicans will tell you, we're only voting on election day. Here's a little bit of information. We're expecting 40% chance of rain on Tuesday election day.
You're kidding me.
No. So Republicans, if you got a 4x4 and you're ready to go out and vote, and you're going to do it no matter what, rain or shine.
You're gonna have to pick up everybody.
Yeah, if not, and you're a little worried about weather, or you can get stuck, get out and vote now. Polls are open 8 to 8, Thursday and Friday. We have 60% chance of rain on Friday.
Wow.
Vote. See, this is what happens. People think, oh, we can only vote on election day because I don't trust the election system. If there's a monsoon or it pours or it's a really horrible weather day on Tuesday, people stay home and they don't vote. So if a third of our votes coming in on Tuesday election and it rains, and that third turns into a quarter of the vote, we're in a lot of trouble. Go vote.
Greg, what's the percentage of, for example, last elections, right? What's the percentage of people in San Antonio or Bexar County turning out to vote?
Oh, it'll be anywhere. In city elections, it's about 12%. As high as 17, which is embarrassing.
Why the apathy?
Well, hey, here's a tidbit. I tell people this all the time. We elect people more by our apathy than we do our action.
Say it again.
We elect people more by our apathy than our action, meaning if we don't vote, we are also electing someone.
Wow.
Because we've taken a vote away from our party or our candidates, and then we've allowed the other side to get a +1 while we're a 0. So you don't vote, you're giving the other side an extra chip in the game. So, man, there's a lot of people out on Bandera Road right now. There's like 200,000 cars.
Hey, what were you telling me the other day about this particular region of voting or traffic?
Oh, this is the busiest street. Bandera Road is the busiest street in Bexar County. So we call this political visibility. So what that means is you come out, you hold signs, and you remind people to vote, you hold your candidates, like I'm holding this fantastic sign right
Look
here.
at this sign, look at this sign.
Biden is the worst.
There you go, look at that. Biden is the worst.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I heard that's not fake news. The fake checkers checked it and they said it's fine.
It's funny. It's funny. This sign gets more honks than you could possibly imagine.
Hey, Greg, let me ask you a question.
Let me get the Trish DeBerry one up.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you a question, because it happens to me. You get passionate. Are you like me? You're checking yourself and saying, oh, man, I shouldn't have said that. But you just try. But there's some funny stuff, like Biden and Beto. They do some stupid stuff and it's funny, but then I don't want to say anything because I don't want to come across as a hater. But sometimes some stuff is just funny. Do you have a problem with that?
Oh, no, absolutely not. You know,
I'll say
I have no problem with that. The problem is, I think we've become so wokeified, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? That you cannot disagree with somebody. You cannot make fun of their position if you want to, right? You want a little comedy into it. I mean, we see comedians like Dave Chappelle and people getting attacked on stage. Their profession is comedy.
Yeah.
They make fun of everything, and they're getting attacked on stage. We have politicians getting attacked across the country. We have all these crazy things. Like the Paul Pelosi thing is a perfect example. And the Democrats are up in arms about Paul Pelosi, and rightfully so.
I got you.
So.
Poor man.
Nobody's talking about, or these same Democrats aren't talking about, the shooting of the congressional Republicans during their softball game a few years ago when Representative Steve Scalise was shot. So they're acting as though Republicans have started the negativity of our political discourse. It's absolutely false. So, look, people should be able to disagree. You should be able to tell people what you think. I say the sky is blue, and someone on the Express News is going to write an editorial that I'm a nut job, right?
Yeah.
Like the media is complicit in this as well. The media has a real strong knack in San Antonio for being completely biased and liberal in their slant and thinking, right? So Republicans and conservative-minded people, or people who are Democrats that don't realize they're Republicans yet, you're in a disadvantage because the media is against you. The political discourse is against you. Everything is trying to push you to shut up.
Yeah.
And if they get you to shut up, they've won.
Yeah.
So it's not just enough now for them to beat you at the ballot box. They got to beat you as a human being. They got to destroy you. And I tell this to people all the time. Democrats will do anything to win.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Republicans will go so far to a certain point.
Yeah. They're more cautious.
Yeah, they're more cautious, and I'm proud of the party for that. Look, it's tough.
Yeah.
I think, and we get difficult. We have to have hard conversations, and sometimes we got to contrast and say, hey, we think this candidate is terrible on this, or that, and those contrasts piss people off.
Yeah.
But we're not out there trying to demean or hurt people. And I think that's where the political discourse has gone. But look, this stuff...
It's amazing. This is amazing. You never been to anything like this, right, Dom?
No, man. And when you hold these signs out, you remind people you got to vote. So I'm going to remind people one more time in case people have forgotten. 8 to 8.
8 to 8 today.
You can vote at any poll site in the city. Early voting ends on Friday.
Okay, during early voting, you can vote anywhere.
Anywhere there's a poll site.
Okay. Not on election day.
And on election day, you can vote anywhere.
Also, okay, sorry, okay.
And on election day, it's 7 to 7.
Okay.
And you just take your ID, and you can show up. You don't need your voter
Isn't that
registration
racist?
card. It's absolutely racist. You know that?
I'm not joking, I'm joking.
I have to have my ID to buy cigarettes, but to vote for
get on
the
a plane.
president of the United States,
Yeah.
or to get on a plane, or to do to get a library card. Who knows, right? So you got to show up with your ID, be prepared, to get it done. But vote. Republican, Democrat, Independent. I'll tell you this right now for Republicans. We're seeing a fantastic turnout.
Wow.
Not in volume, but we have an energized Republican base.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of independents that are voting. Almost 29 to 30% of independents and first-time voters. I guarantee you those are not breaking towards the Democratic Party because of record high inflation, highest murder rate we've seen in this county in 25 years, fentanyl across the border streaming in, killing our children, looking like Halloween candy, immigration. All the issues are now Republican issues as people are going to the ballot box. They are not Democratic issues. Those independents are breaking towards the Republican Party because the Republicans have the answer for that right now.
Yeah.
And just today, Joe Biden and his administration, the Fed and all these people, they hiked the federal benchmark rate again, 0.75, the fourth hike. We're going to see 10% interest rates, mortgage interest rates.
During this administration.
Yeah, during this administration. This is at the feet of Joe Biden. You can only blame Donald Trump for so long, right? Like
the first 2-3 months, you're like, okay.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
So, you want to move that a little bit?
Yeah, so
anyway.
Look, get out and vote. Abortion, gun control, those were issues back in April, March, May, June. They're not issues. They're not the top issues anymore. People are coming home to kitchen table issues, and they're voting for the party that has those answers. This is like a clarion call to the rest of Republicans. Get out and vote. We have the momentum. The governor's going to win by double digits and destroy Beto O'Rourke. He's going to have to go run for city council again in El Paso. So Beto's going to lose by double digits. Dan Patrick's going to win by 14, 15 points. Ken Paxton's going to win. All the Republican statewides are going to roll to victory in the biggest red wave we've seen since 2010, 2014. We're there. We just have to show up and vote. If we get that done, then we turn around and we do the real work. It's not enough just to win the seat. Go do the work and earn people's votes so we hold these seats and get humble about it and serve everybody.
And Greg, why does it happen?
That's where Democrats messed up.
Yeah.
Democrats messed up because they're Democrats and they're politicians, like our sheriff, right? He's a sheriff for Democrats only.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing and it's sad. Whoever wins these seats, go be a politician, go be a leader for both Republicans and Democrats and independents. And so whoever it is out there, you represent everybody. Don't be like Javier Salazar, where you're a Democrat-only sheriff. Don't be like that guy. Don't be like Joe Gonzalez, a district attorney, who's only a district attorney for Democrats. Elect Mark LaHood, who will take care of everybody, right? And when somebody challenges Javier, elect them and kick these guys out of office who don't care about anybody but their own political party.
And it's not about Republican or Democrat. It's because people are tired of what they see now. So you're like, hey, change. Let's change. Let's try something else because what we have now.
Republicans are rolling. So again, final plug. Get out and vote for Trish DeBerry. I didn't really mention it because I'm basically like wrapped in Trish DeBerry. Trish DeBerry has taken more heat in this election than any other candidate. It is sexist. It's misogynistic. It's a horrible environment for Republicans to run in. But for Trish, she's gone the mile. She's done the extra work. She's knocked thousands of doors, the team, the digital work, the debating. She's proven she has the depth and knowledge to do the job. Peter Sakai, due respect, nice man. Has no clue what it is to be the Bexar County judge. And you got to get out and vote for the right candidate at the right time. This is not a judicial position. There's no rulings or judgeships here. This is the CEO of the county. Get out and vote for a CEO. That's Trish DeBerry. She has been under a withering assault and attack for 2 months, $1 million. And it's disgusting.
Do you think it's the same as like Carrie Lake in Arizona? A beautiful lady, nice lady. She wants to help the community, but because they see her as a threat, they're like, how can we take her down?
Well, hey, that's exactly what they're doing, right? And hey, where's all the Democrat women activist groups
that used to defend women?
That want to defend women, right? And they've come out they try to cancel everybody, right? Where are you defending Trish DeBerry? For the sexist attacks, right? For the things that the whisper campaigns of her lack of qualifications, and the fact that men are manipulating her into doing these things. To you cowards out there that say these things undercover, right, without any attribution, and you're an unnamed source. Hey, coward, come out on Bandera Road. Tell us what you think.
Let's talk about it.
Let's have a debate and talk about why you think a woman can't be the next Bexar County judge. I'm willing to tell you why you don't think she can. Because she's a Republican. That's it. And that's not enough to say no to. So get out and vote. Vote for the best person. I just happen to believe the best people up and down these lines: Trish DeBerry, Mark LaHood, Kyle Sinclair, Tony Gonzalez, Steve Allison, Mark DeRazio, all the way down to the end of the ballot. The Republicans are putting up a great slate. We're going to change the county. We just got to get out and vote. It's on us now. If we don't vote, we're electing Democrats. Get out and vote.
Let me start to Trish. Guys, one of the things we want to do today is encourage you to get out there and vote. Oh, she got a phone call. But anyway, Dom, I don't know if you want to raise the ISO on that one, Dom. And one of the things Greg was saying, that sometimes one of the reasons we're losing is because we're no traemos ganas. We don't really care. And I always tell my wife, you know, it's easy not to care. Oh, Mr. Kyle Sinclair, Mr. Okay, all right. You're gonna take up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Man, you're okay. How are we gonna do it? Tom,
somebody said that. They said, "Are you finding the shortest people, or are you just that tall?" Well, it's a little bit of both, but no.
All right, are we in? Dom, raise the ISO. If you want to raise the ISO or lower the aperture, I don't know which one is better. Kyle, you have 8 kids.
8 kids, blended family of 8 kids.
Blended family.
Yeah. You have one, right?
Just
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Explain to me the blended family. How many?
So I had 3, my wife had 3, and then we had 2 together.
Wow.
So we have 6 that come and go.
I would think you're a Hispanic just because of that.
There you go, man.
Kids.
Hey.
And then you had a full-time job.
Oh yeah, man. CEO of a hospital. Yeah. Absolutely.
And then you decide to run. Why? What takes you out of your busy life already to say, you know what, I'm going to run for a position?
Yeah, I'd say a couple of things. Number one, we all know this country's in trouble.
Yeah.
We all see it. We all feel it. We all see it every single day, right? Number 2, my family, man. I'm a prior veteran myself. I love this country. We know it's in trouble. I kept complaining about it. And then the last thing was God, man. He came to me and said, run. I said, okay.
How did that happen?
You know, just a pricking of the heart, right? So then from that end, when I got the impression, look, we're in trouble, and then that stirring came, I started to get involved in the congressional race, got involved in the Republican Party, then got involved in the Republican clubs, and then a year later launched my campaign. It was that fast. Boom, 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 right? So what that means is I was a voting member of society every 4 years, and that's it. Didn't care about midterms, wasn't involved in party, to being an actor to running the campaign, running for U.S. Congress.
Yeah, any particular issue that you said, you know what, I'm thinking about it, but this particular issue or issues sealed the deal to say, you know what, I got to do this.
Yeah, so not only was the issues, but who I chose to run against,
Gotcha.
right? Joaquin Castro. So when you look at some of the biggest socialists in our country, and right, people are saying like, what, socialist? No, we do have socialism. Modern day socialism in this country means government's the answer to everything.
Yeah.
Right? I can't explain it any better than that.
It's comfortable to sell that, easy to sell
that. That is the way to explain modern day socialism, right? Is government will take control of your entire life, right? So as I was doing that, you look at Nancy Pelosi, AOC, and the squad, and then you got Joaquin Castro. And he's in our backyard.
Yeah.
And I live in District 20.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So kind of like combination, boom, 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 boom. And then that was it, man. We went after it and have been for at least 14 months now and hitting values.
I think a lot of people don't understand that he's still in office and we don't see him anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. That was the biggest thing as I started going to the campaign trail. I've been telling everybody, they're like, oh, there's no way you can win, no way you can win. Then I started going to people, mayors, city councils, fire marshals, HOA presidents, started talking to people, parades. You know what the number one thing they told me? I've never seen Joaquin Castro, and he's never here to ask me how he can help.
Wow.
Right? So then all of a sudden you got this guy saying, hey, fire marshal, or hey, mayor, what's your issues, and here's how I can help you. They're like, what in the world, right? So we did that day after day after day, and then I'd go speak to people. I literally had a lady last week, I was on the door, she goes like this, literally grabbed her chest, she goes, I'm shocked you're here at my door asking me. It was a Thursday night at 7 o'clock, right? And that's the response I'm getting. People are resonating with what's going on, and they want somebody to talk to, and he's non-existent. Look, if he did his job, I wouldn't be running.
That's true. How will the district look, how different would the district look with you in office?
I think the number one thing is they're going to have somebody they can talk to.
Gotcha.
Right? That's the number one thing.
How's that going to work? For people that are not involved, they say, you know what, it's politics. You're saying they're going to have somebody to talk to. How does that going to look like?
You will have town halls immediate town halls and to hear the issues. I want to hear you. I keep saying my greatest day is not going to be when I win.
Wow.
It's not. The greatest day is when I can come back to District 20, to the constituents and say, come meet me. I want to hear your issues. I want to resolve your problems, right? I met with the San Antonio Chamber president. I said, look, Congressman Castro is having a negative impact on the city. He goes, what do you mean negative? I said, well, your job as a United States Congressman is to bring resources back to the city so we can fix our problems. So if you're not doing that, you're a negative impact because you are taking a seat when somebody could be doing it. Let's do an example, right? Police department. I just talked to the San Antonio Police and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office just today. They said we're having trouble funding for the police for the jail. A United States Congressman can bring resources to the police.
Totally.
The problem is you have a United States Congressman who wants to defund the police, who hates the police, who calls them out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So again, negative impact, positive impact. Let's bring the resources so you can get some of these, so they're not doing triple and double overtime, right?
Yeah.
Get more officers in, right?
What do you tell people that haven't decided if they're going to go out to vote and who are they going to vote for?
Yeah, so my number of things, vote your values, right? This is what it's about. It's not about political party. It's not about your race. It's not about how you voted in the past, right? If you're an independent or Democrat voter, vote the values. If you want low crime, you're going to vote Kyle Sinclair, who's been endorsed by the Police Association. If you want a good economy, you want somebody who's going to understand that you cannot spend your way out of inflation. That's causing the worst economy we lived in 50 years, right? If you want low crime, you're going to vote somebody that way, right? So if you look at your values that impact you every day, right? When I go on the doors, it's, man, how much is it to fill your gas tank, right? I had a guy say to me, look, you see my driveway, I got 3 cars in there. I can only drive 1 right now. I can't afford the other 2.
Yeah, totally.
That's what we're living in. You're living in a community, a society where you don't want to live in right now. And understand that you have somebody that's going to fight for your issues and my issues because I feel the same issues. Right? The United States Congressman right now, Joaquin Castro's brother, just had an interview at UTSA, and they were talking about tennis.
Okay.
Tennis, right?
Wow, we all need that.
Exactly. We can't feed our families. We're struggling with our economy. We have the worst economy in 50 years, and you're talking about tennis.
Yeah.
It's out-of-touch career politicians that are destroying America. You need somebody from the community, we the people, to represent you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the number 1 thing. Number 2, you want to put godly men and women back in government.
Yeah.
How many politicians do you hear say that? Very few.
Why is that so important, Kyle?
You know, I think it's because it's a moral compass of who I am.
Yeah.
Right? I raised the same way you are, the same values, I have the same belief system of you and myself. And because of that, you need to put people back in government. This country was founded on, our founding fathers created with God's hand involved.
Yeah.
And that's the values I'm running on. So that's what you get with somebody like me who's running. I'm very responsive, working hard for this. I'm not doing it for a career. I have a career. I'm giving up my career to go fight for this country, to go fight for District 20, and to fight for the city of San Antonio. So if you vote for that, you will get somebody that will resonate, that will help you and your family because I have the same issues that you do, right?
Kyle, thank you very much,
All right,
man.
man.
God bless you. Something that I'm listening, something that I hear, you have to blow it down because I'm not that tall. I'm not that tall. Thank you, Kyle. Anyway, you want to raise the ISO on that one because it's so amazing, guys, to see all these people involved. Let me tell you something. I do media, I do graphics, video, all that stuff. And there's a particular person from a particular party. We sat down together. It was such an amazing conversation because we are all tired of this conversation about Democrat or Republican. And we had this conversation, I'm saying, okay, let's talk about this particular topic. How can we fix it? And who's the candidate that can help us in that? And I think that's an honest conversation we can all have, right? So we want to thank Kyle. After this stream, I'm going to put in the comments or inbox me. I'm going to put in the comments a graphic that I put of the different candidates that I'm interviewing here, and also different people that I think you would benefit or the community could benefit for voting for. So thank you for logging on. Dom, are you looking at the chats? Different people chatting in different places. So thank you for logging on. Share this video. Share this video. Like Greg was saying, a lot of us have voted because of our apathy because we haven't gotten involved. So I'm asking you, get involved. Vote. If you don't like this candidate, it's okay, fine. But vote. Show candidates that you are interested in the community. And you know something that I like about Kyle and all these people? Something that I like when I talk to them? Well, give me a call. Let's talk about it. The other day we went to Pop Theology downtown, right? It was a conversation with Trish and Peter Sakai, right? There was this lady that she was voting for other candidates that I didn't agree with, right? I didn't agree with. And the lady afterwards says, can we talk? we started having a conversation, and he said, hey, why don't we get some coffee and let's talk about this and get other people involved so we can have better conversations. And I'm like, dang, you know what she did? She provoked in me wanting to talk to more people. But like I'm telling you, sometimes I'm over passionate. So where's I saw Ms. DeBerry a little while ago. They're taking everything down. Mr. Greg, can you ask Greg if Mr. Berry is here around here? Trish. Anyway, thank you for logging on. Share this video. Provoke somebody to vote. But there's a part in the Bible that says provoke other people to good works. And something you could do in this season is encourage other people to vote. So, and with us we have Miss Trish DeBerry. Man, before they're taking everything down. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. First of all, the most important thing in politics: Phillies or Astros?
Astros.
Are you a football fan or a baseball fan?
I am. I'm a sports nut, so it doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Texas teams rule.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. I know I'll make people upset about that, but I am.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Trish, a lot of times that we've talked, we've had this conversation that we're tired of having to have the conversation. Are they Republican or they're Democrat? It's about what works better for the community, right?
Well, yes. I mean, look, it's about the common good.
Yeah.
It's about how do we come together for the common good, and we have huge issues here.
Yeah.
Generational poverty. I mean, I just got off of an interview with KSAT. The poorest zip code in Bexar County, and has been since the 1980s, is 78207.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that changed?
Yeah.
Because we haven't done enough. We haven't done enough innovative thinking about that. We haven't figured out from a job training standpoint, what have we got to do to be able to bridge that wage gap?
Yeah.
That's a huge issue here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat, whether you're an independent, that's got to change here in San Antonio and Bexar County so that we propel this community forward.
And because in San Antonio, in the region, Bexar County, we see a lot of people, they're not involved, their voter turnout is very low. I think people start getting tired. One thing that I see about you is that you're willing to say, you know what, let's talk, let's have a conversation. Your doors will always be open for people to come in and say, hey, let's talk about the different issues in the community.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, we've been at polling sites all across, Bexar County since early voting started, and I won't tell you that every single person who's voting is necessarily my voter. I mean, I had a woman who was very upset, who came up and talked to me or whatever, and she walked away and she was very upset, and she was like, I would never vote for you, and whatever. She walked away. I said, no, wait. Come back here.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't just say that. We need to have a conversation. Let's talk about this. And so as we began to talk, I said, look, I think you and I have more common ground than you think we do. And so I chatted with her for 15 minutes. Now, I can't tell you that I got her vote, but she left a heck of a lot happier with me than when she started, because we had a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, and and sometimes she was very passionate about what she believed, and I get it, and I didn't agree with her on everything, and she didn't agree with me on everything. But she was like, but I said, this is what politics should be about.
Totally. So the other days, I don't know where you were talking, but you said that when you had your business, you let those hard conversations happen in your meetings. Why? Because you wanted to get better, right?
Yes.
You were willing to have those hard conversations. Do you think today we need to incorporate those hard conversations back in the community and back in office?
Yeah, I mean, look, hopefully we cross the finish line on Tuesday. We're working hard to be able to do that, but we need to continue to have those hard conversations with people, no matter what we're talking about. Whether we're talking about the big ideas that I've talked about throughout the campaign, which, by the way, I framed a platform that we're talking about. I mean, my opponent has not framed any sort of a platform, whether it's moving the jail out of the near west side and where that should go, and have a conversation about that. I don't know where it should go, but we at least need to have a conversation, because what could that mean to people?
For example,
Yes.
a lot of people that haven't, let's say, ordinary people, are not thinking of the jail. They don't know where it's at.
Right.
They don't know where it could be.
Right.
Why are you wanting to bring that idea up?
Well, because like I said, I mean, the poorest zip code that we have here in San Antonio is right behind the Bexar County Jail.
Okay.
It has been for the past 40 years.
And that's affecting it.
It is a barrier to economic development and bridging the wage gap on the west side. And so, not to mention the fact, we're just talking about it too out here, there are still inhumane conditions in that jail.
Yeah.
I mean, for not only people that work there, every single day, sewage leaks that happen. I mean, it's a nasty place. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's supposed to be a 5-star resort, but when you have inmates that are gaming the system and gaming the locks because the facilities are so old and technology has far surpassed what should be in a Bexar County jail the size of which we have here, we need to have those conversations. But we also have to have conversations about small businesses.
Yeah.
And what we're doing for small businesses like Grady's here
Yeah.
in a post-COVID environment where we shut everybody down. Many people were not even able to come back. They're still having a hard time coming back.
They just told them, okay, now you can open up, but we're not paying attention to the things that now they're struggling with.
Well, yeah, we're not paying attention. We're not appropriating money associated with what it might be able to bridge that gap to get them to prosperity regarding the shutdown during COVID. We have a huge labor shortage. Walk up to that door over at Grady's. Why are they doing takeout? They don't have enough labor here to be able to open up their restaurant, to be able to have people sit down at the table and get their orders filled. You see that everywhere because the environment is such that people don't want to work. They're living off government paychecks. They figure, post-COVID, we were locked down. Heck, I'll stay at home. Life is about purpose.
Yeah.
And, and work and what you do and how you get up in the morning and where you go. And so we've got to get back, I think, to an environment in which we are inspiring people, regarding entrepreneurship and working and what that purpose means in your life versus kicking back and living off the government.
Yeah. When we talk, I've heard you several times talk about immigration. I love how you talk about it because sometimes it can be very delicate because the way you would talk about it seems like, we don't care about immigrants, right? But you talk about it, we do care, but let's be responsible about it.
Yeah, we do care. I mean, look, as long as the United States is the greatest country on the face of the planet, people are going to want to come here.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, because they are living in countries where they are oppressed, where their families are killed, where they can't make a living for themselves. And so they look at America, as many immigrants who have come to this country, as the land of opportunity. So what do we need to do about that? We need to look again, and we haven't been able to get there, at comprehensive immigration reform. And we need to look at, it's not about necessarily, opening, it certainly is not about opening up the borders right now to what we see right now because of the fentanyl situation, and anybody and everybody can come across, and who pays for it? We do. There has to be a circulatory process, and how people get here has to be legal.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to legally get here and go through a process by which we know they're not corrupt, they're not a terrorist, they're not bringing drugs in here, what have you. We don't have that in place anymore. And so as we look at, yes, the opportunity for people to come across the border, make money, send money back to their families, which is usually why they're coming across the border here, that we've lost our way regarding that. So it is about comprehensive immigration reform. And it is about a process by which people come into this country legally, not illegally like they're doing today.
The court will change under Trish DeBerry. How will it look different?
Well, there'll be a lot more meetings. We'll be meeting every week. We meet every other week right now because we're a big county and we've got big issues.
We got to take care of stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like us meeting every other week is sort of ridiculous considering we get paid a pretty good sum of money to sit in these seats that we need to be meeting every week and dealing with issues.
So you're wanting to get elected to work more?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what you're proposing.
Right.
You're proposing, elect me, and we're going to work more for the community.
That's right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's going to be transparency and there's going to be accountability in county government, which I don't think existed before. Cronyism is alive and well at the Bexar County Courthouse, and I got in there and dug in and shook things up. And I mean, I wasn't going to rubber stamp and I wasn't going to accept the status quo when it came to county government. We are going to shut a light and maybe the cockroaches scatter, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to hold government accountable to the people, which is what it should be about.
And maybe that will provoke the people to trust their government again and get more involved.
Exactly.
Trish, thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Always good, Solid.
Thank you. Mr. Kessler, where did Mr. Kessler go? He left. Anyway, guys, everybody's leaving because I think, the voting has stopped at 8, I think, at 8 or 7. 8 anyway, it's about to stop. So get out to vote. I think we're going to be doing several of these. Amy, right? I think. Kessler, come here. No, really? No? Okay, no? Because we're going to log off in a couple of seconds. All right, anyway, so there's another candidate. Well, okay, maybe tomorrow? Maybe we'll talk tomorrow. I don't know. All right, bro, come here, because we're going to have to log off. Oh, is that your sign?
Yeah.
All right, Tom, let's see if we can get a sign in there.
It's long, but
Oh, man, look at this. Look at this sign. All right, let's get over here. Get closer. Let's get closer.
I love it.
Oh, right there. You're running for what?
Converse City Council Place 4, and it's an open seat. I have the support of the councilwoman that is there, that she's retiring, and I'm very excited about it. And we're the second largest city in Bexar County, so yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
it's at large.
Why did you decide to run?
Why did I decide to run? Well, it's an open seat, and it was unopposed. So one person ran, and it was a Democrat. And the councilwoman, she told me at the last minute, "Can you run?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to run. I want to be I want to continue your torch. I want to be the conservative candidate that's going to come out, support our first responders, our small businesses, tackle crime, and these are the most important issues in our community. Is crime. Crime is high in our area." We need more small businesses. We're lacking. All we have is gas stations and car washes, which is crazy. And I want to get up there and continue our conservative values here in Bexar County. I feel a big red wave is coming, so I feel very good about this race. We're the second largest city in Bexar County. I've been helping all our candidates down below from Cassie Garcia, Trish DeBerry, Mark LaHood, but crime on all the candidates running is one of the most important issues. Crime, taxes are high, inflation, the gas prices. So we have to have conservatives advocating for, energy independence, to cut costs for everything. We have to support our police officers, which I'm grateful to have their endorsements. We have to all work together to just end the crime wave. And actually, someone recently almost tried stealing my truck. So crime is real. It's happening. It's out there. And I support our first responders 100% because we have to get out there. We have to prosecute criminals. We have to support our police officers. We have to pay them properly. I have one of the lowest paying police departments in town, which is scary. But yeah.
Mr. Kessler, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for making time.
Yeah,
God bless
excited.
you. All right. Thank you, guys. So we're going to log off in a couple of seconds. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, we were streaming to different Facebook pages. Thank you. If you have any questions, inbox us or send me a direct message or put it in the comments. I'll be putting a particular graphic where it tells you or explains to you the different issues going on, the different candidates, so you can vote. So if you have voted, thank you. You haven't, vote. And also try to encourage somebody to vote this coming season so we can make our city, our nation, and our people better. Ready to log on? Log off? You know what to do, right? All right.